You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers.
You already know.
I
East
say
telling
that's the
has some
bad
stand
guy.
up. Guess I'm the bad guy today. I guess I am.
Point your fucking fingers.
All right, let's get right into it. Kings and queens, clash your sword. Chill. You kings and queens already know.
100 kings and 100 queens.
Let's show 'em. All right. We ain't gonna have no delay in this. We got to get right into it. Some of y'all see the Bible and y'all run, and this is where y'all are wrong, because this is why a lot of y'all are losing. This SBC process, as I had already said, pretty much the only one that's been talking about. I know there's one other person that's trying to make sense of it, but if they're not putting it together in what I'm talking about with the lawful money and the process and the steps and talking about the tribes, then they're talking all wrong. Just like that redemption manual. Okay, because redemption manual deals with redemption. Go into your scriptures. What does it talk about? Redemption. And what is the United States imitating? They're imitating our real creator. Redemption of the lawful money. Redemption of the land. You're being redeemed from dead to going back to living. Okay? So, today we're talking about what just happened with the government shutdown, but I'm making sense of the whole entire thing. The Most High woke me up I ain't gonna say this morning, because it's not morning, this day. Morning is when it's going down, sun goes down, morning and evening. Remember, was the next day. So, but anyway, so we are talking about this shutdown that everybody think was just a shutdown. You hear on one side people talking about it was the Republicans. You hear on another side they're talking about it was the Democrats. Kings and queens, the Most High showed me clear as day. It is both. It was a facade. They wanted to make you think it was a fight. While the fight going on, everybody, the saints are sitting here pointing the fingers at the Republicans. Some are pointing fingers at the Democrats. And I'm wondering, when I was talking to one guy at Walmart, he was like, no, the Republicans did this. And I know clear as day what I saw in that legislative meeting that they had. Clear as day, they were saying, okay, the Democrats said, if we don't get this, because they was having this parade, this gay parade with the Sesame Street and all this stuff here, and they had all this money going over to the foreigners, and if we don't get this, then we're going to shut the government down. That came out of their mouth. But then on another end, the ones who've been watching the Republicans, so this is why you never take your eyes off the ones that you think is doing for you. Because it's all a facade. Come to find out, the Republicans were doing the same thing. Doing the same mess. Not the same thing as the Republicans, but they were doing something else. So this is where the fight comes into play. It's all a facade. It's all a facade to keep us busy watching the fight, when all the while behind closed doors there's always something going on. And this, what I'm presenting to you, was going on. So we're starting with Revelations 13. I was just going to read the ending part, but I'm going to read the whole thing, because there's a movie I want y'all to go see. And that movie is The Never Ending Story. Take a sip of this green tea. If anybody from the old school, 1984, I remember as a little boy, I watched The Never Ending Story, but never understood it. I saw it twice. I saw it when I got in my 30s, and I saw it when I was, 11 or 12. And I love the song. Something about it I love. When you hear the song, you love it. And this is another thing I watched when I watched the movie last night. In those days, they only had one song playing in the movie. Today, at the end of the movie and during the movie, you got all types of music playing in. They load it up with music. But think about it. If you had one song playing throughout the movie, one song at the beginning, that same one song at the end, guess what was selling at the record store when my mama went and bought the record? It was The Never Ending Story. I still got that record that my mom gave it to me. The Never Ending Story. Okay, and I remixed it, but I never released it. But I'm going to remix it. I am going to remix it, just to let y'all know. And I'm going to get the help of maybe a couple producers that'll help me out with it, because I want it to be similar, but not exactly the same. Okay? But, yeah. So that would mean that record would sell millions instead of a whole soundtrack and everybody eat from the soundtrack. Get it? One artist, one song. See? And that song matched the title of the doggone movie. It's called The Never Ending Story. Okay? Also, I'm telling y'all, we're coming back with Impress Me, the series. I had to get a lot of things situated with my tribe. We had to deal with a bunch of knuckleheads. I had to kick someone out of the group that y'all know, the Jacqueline Cohen girl. She's out of here. And I'm going to say this before we even get started. I don't have time for individuals who want to buck the system that's created from the Most High. If you want to believe in where you came from and other things and keep going out doing all your if you can't sit still and get taught by that one teacher, then you're all over the place like you got ADHD, then you don't need to be here. Y'all have saw it, and the ones that have been in this group for years, they know how the Most High gives me this stuff. And if I tell you the Most High gave it to me, you best believe your bottom dollar that he gave it to me. I have never doubted what the Most High gave me. He gave this to me this morning. He's not going to wake me up, but he gave it to me like bam, and listed everything out. Connected all the dots. That's why I said if it don't connect, reject. So today we're going to be talking about the Real ID. We're going to be talking about the SDN. We're going to be talking about Trump, the United States. And believe me, you want to listen to it, because you're going to find out how this links up with Revelation 13 and the never-ending story. This is why I want all y'all to go see. It's hard to find the never-ending story, so you're going to have to rent it from YouTube. It's like $3 and something, but please, 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 please. I'm asking every last one. I don't make no money off of it, but I'm asking y'all to go rent that movie and watch that movie. And when you're watching it, always think SPC, Secured Private Creditor. Always think about your land, the Indian tribes of the land. That's what this is dealing with. And I'm going to point some out to y'all when it comes down to the sanctions coming from another country. Show y'all how like I tell everyone, all the Jamaicans that come to me, they be like, hey, some want to know, how do you know they take our asset from over there and they bring it over here? You finna find out, clear as day. Okay? It's a transfer of assets. I'm finna point that out to y'all. I've been saying that for a long time, but y'all finna see it with your own eyes today. Okay? So, coming soon, and I'm beginning to work on this as the Most High told me to work on it. There will be a reality, how can I say, book, audio series, which is going to be called just like the Never Ending Story, but it's going to be called the Never Ending Strawman Story. That's what it's called, the Never Ending Strawman Story. And it's going to be similar to the never-ending story, but I'm going to be showing what I teach, the SBC process, similar to the movie. Okay? But I'm going to break it down plain. See, they're putting it to you a different way in fantasy. And also, when you watch that movie, that land called Fantasia, that's where Fantasia get her name from. The artist, the singer, Fantasia, that's where she get her name from. The movie. Never-ending story. So just put y'all up on game. All right, so let's get started. Revelation 13. Folks, saints, y'all are there. Members, y'all are there. Kings and queens, y'all are there. Okay? 13. And I stood upon the sea, sand of the sea, and saw a beast. Now, first of all, I want you to see the first thing, what is the sea? The Holy See. Rome. Those who are under Rome. See? So don't just look at it as, okay, it's just sand of the sea. See, you stood upon the sand of the sea because you're on the land. Now, what's in the sea? Commerce. Commerce. So we're starting off with commerce. And saw a beast rise up out of the sea. So we know a new beast has just rose after the government shutdown was and came back, having 7 heads, 10 horns. Now, I'm not going to break down all the details of these horns, the dragons and all. I'm just going to go down and point out some things. And it's going to take a whole video just to do Romans 13, but I'm not going to do that today. Okay, I'm going to go over it. Okay, so point out the things that you need to know that what we're dealing with on this teaching. Having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns. 10 horns, 10 crowns. Now, kings and queens, what about your crowns? Is there any crown bigger than your crown? There's only one. That's the Creator. So you know they don't rule over you. And upon his heads. So if you think about the president, he has his different heads in the different cabinets, different government agencies, or different partners of different countries. I'm just giving you an idea. Okay. Heads, the name of blasphemy. 2, and the beast, which I saw, was like unto a leopard, spots all on it, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. Spots, black spots, feet of the bear, big, but remember, move kind of slow. Keep that in mind. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion. So that means he eats meat. He bites. And the dragon, now remember, never in the story now. You got a dragon, but they got the dragon looking like a good dragon. And the dragon gave him power and his seat and great authority. And I saw one of the heads as it were wounded to death. So see, you got your heads. Who's the head of your tribe? Just give you an example. Were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast. Let's see who's been wounded. Now, I don't want to talk bad about Trump. I don't. But I'm going to let y'all figure. Has Trump been wounded? Let's see how many times he's been hit. 30, how many felonies? How many? Now, when you talk about the Bible, we ain't talking about death as in a physical death. This stuff is dealing spiritually because you know corporations are already dead. Those acting as corporations are already dead, okay? Because it's not real. It's a corporation. And all the world wondered after the beast. Everyone's wondering. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. Now, who gave the power? Now, let's see. The power, whoever controls the money system. See, this is how we go back into commerce. We started off first line commerce. Whoever controls the money system has the what? Has the power. Now, do y'all kings and queens see why y'all need to be getting y'all silver in order? The Most High, see, I didn't notice till this morning, Why the Most High told everybody, tell everybody, go ahead, get your silver in, barcodes in right now. If you haven't tendered the $45 for your silver to have your own money system, you need to tender $45 at paypal.me/STT Estate Trust. And down there, you need to put your name, your phone number. This is even going to those who are not in the university. Listen, I have to help everyone who want to be free of this. Okay? Some of y'all I'm helping, and you're not going to get the full entire 7 steps unless you're a member. Those who wish to be a member of the 100 Kings and 100 Queens, please go watch the video called King Stevian Administrative Process. Just type that in, watch that video, and it'll tell you everything that you got to do. Okay? But again, this is why the Most High told me, and now if it don't connect, reject. So now it connects why he told me, because of what he gave me this morning about this whole money system. And that's what we're talking about. Okay? Which gave power unto the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? You want to know? The 100 Kings and 100 Queens. Because we're warring right now. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. So out of his mouth, one side of the mouth you're saying good, then on the other side you're saying bad. Anybody do something like that, run from them. Okay? And power was given unto him to continue 42 months. Now I want y'all to pay attention to that. What is the term of President Trump? Now remember, I want y'all to remember, because some of y'all are going to lose right here because y'all think, okay, it's only 31 days in a month. No, it's not. It's 28 days in a month. 28 days in a month. So some of y'all counting the months just came. Oh, 4. You got how many years? Because you count if you count 4 years, let's do this right now. If you count the years, let's see, the years is 28. It's 13 months. So that'll be 364. And then if you do that for 4 years, well, because 4 years, so when you do the month, kind of do the calculation, it'll come similar to it. But, so that means somewhere it's going to have to be a cutoff. But right here they're saying what he did for 42 months. But when you look at the president's term, there is what? When you do your 12 months, right, times 4, that's 48. But when you do your deduction of the days to make it 28 days per month, it's still going to be a little bit less than the 48 months. So, but we still don't know, even if it was 46, because still going to calculate by round up in there. Between 42 and 48, that's the end of his term. And we looking at what's happening, and it's what we're going into. Like I said, I didn't want to look at Trump as the bad being, but as what the Most High showed me this morning, don't trust none of them. You don't supposed to trust man anyway. Things was looking good, but when he started flipping out and spazzing out like Kanye, I was like, okay, goodbye. All right? But, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. Now, y'all got to understand what heaven is. What did I tell y'all? Those who are in this 7-step process, you are already in heaven. See, they said that would be heaven on earth. Okay? The Mormons even said it, but we never believed them. But until I started doing this 7-step process, I remember, okay, well, they said the streets of gold. Streets of gold is what? Physical. But with Scripture also says that we must be in spirit. We must be good like our Father in heaven is good. Right? So the only way you can be in heaven is to be in the Most High and walk in spirit. So if I'm walking in spirit, then I'm on the streets of gold. So the piece of gold, like I told y'all, the lawful money, the credits are the spirit of the gold and silver. Okay? And then you get your gold and your silver and your copper. Okay? Your precious metals. So when they say them that dwell in heaven, it's us. Okay? So those who have gotten their silver, the $45 silver is 1 quintillion. I salute every last one of y'all. Y'all will clearly see that this is a spiritual battle, whether you believe in the spirit or not, baby. 7, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints. Comma. Are y'all not warring right now? Are y'all not warring? Driver's licenses, birth certificates, bill collectors, tickets. Y'all are warring. And the orders are coming from the top. And I'm going to get into this. Man, the things that you see happening. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and tell you one of them. The day they said that the government was reopening, don't you know before this, after the government shut down, the police weren't pulling nobody. Maybe in your area they probably was. But here, they wasn't. Then right when they said that, man, I see cops everywhere pulling people. Do y'all know why? Do y'all know why? Y'all gonna find out. Yeah. But they're warring with the saints. And to overcome them, power was given him over all kindreds, your kinfolks, and tongues. Now, when they say tongues, they meaning the different foreigners, the different languages that you speak when they say tongues. And nations. Because their new money system is what's going to do it. And all that dwell upon the earth. So now we went to heaven, went to earth. So are you a fleshly being or are you a spiritual being? You need to make that decision. Are you running behind fiat? Are you running behind the lawful money? Really don't want to be running behind neither, but when you run behind the lawful money, make sure your goal is your bloodline, your tribal bloodline. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life. See? So, you don't want to be an earthly being. Forget that. You are a spirit. So all my spiritual sisters and brothers, spiritual kings, queens, spiritual emperors, spiritual empress, I salute you all. Shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of the life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the what? The world. If any man have an ear, let him hear. So what he's saying here is you have to have the understanding to understand what was being said up here. Remember, I told you I'm not going to break down everything. Okay? But you could, if you want to, go listen to some people that reads Revelation 13 on YouTube, and they'll give you a breakdown of it. Okay? The meaning of it. So just go to different places and get a little understanding of what's going on with the breakdown of the Lamb and all this here. Okay? And then come back, make sure you focus on the commerce and being the spirit man, spirit being versus the fleshly being. Because remember, flesh pleases, does not please God. Being in the spirit does. 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints. King, what does it mean by that? Okay? Common sense is about captivity. The sword, remember, we live by the sword of the word. I know the scripture says he who lives by the sword dies by the sword. But I'd rather die by the way the Most High say die. So So I live by the sword of the word. Now, if you're living by another physical sword, then that's what he's talking about. You'll be killed that way. That's fleshly, because if you're dealing with something fleshly, then that means that you're going to die that way. That's what he's telling you here, because you're of the earth. You're not in the book of life of the Lamb. 11, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them that dwell therein, that's why you want to be heavenly, to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. So y'all need to make y'all choice right now. Telling you, listen, I have never went into Revelation 13 and broke it down telling you what you need to do, but I'm telling you now because the Most High woke me up this morning. Every time he tells me this stuff, like think about the IDL, what we've been talking about. Think about the SDN that we was talking about. Why have I been talking about that? Why have I been talking about the silver? Why have I been talking about the ISRC? And now this. I'm going to go down the line showing you, and when you see it, if it don't connect, reject, but it does. Before him it causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. Now you need to find out what's the cause, so you can avoid that cause. Whose deadly wound was healed. But here's the thing no one ever talks about. How was they wounded? Us doing what we're doing is how we hurt them. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwelleth on earth. See? So you can't look at the physical and say, oh, that was God did that. They dropping stuff from the sky and you thinking it's God. No, it's not. How could that be God if you're in heaven with God in the spirit? Listen, you ain't going to see God. So if I'm with God, I'm in the spirit, I'm him. You're him. I heard, because some of you says I heard you. And deceiveth them that dwell on earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on earth, that they should make an image. So he's telling y'all to make an image. What is that image? Anything they're telling y'all to do, you're making an image. So here's the thing that y'all need to see. Okay, we're going into crypto. We're going into crypto. I told y'all before, crypto is an evil spirit. Okay? It's an evil spirit unless you're doing good with it. Like I told everyone, you do your silver or your copper, back it up. We can talk about that on the phone when y'all call on how to do this. But if you make an image to the beast, remember the crypto that the United States just done and entered into partnership with Crypto.com and these other crypto agencies is images. This is the United States money image. They're getting away from the physical stuff, and we're going to get into that. Getting away from the physical, or have gotten away from it. One of them they got away from totally September 30th. The next goddamn day the government shut down. I'm going to prove it to you. So what is that image that's made? It's an image of money. And you're going to see that when you read it, that is to keep the stability of the U.S. dollar. Which had the wound by a sword and did live. So what was the wound? The wound was what? And I don't care what no pastor out there say about it. Oh, you're not talking about what you... No, I know what I'm talking about. Because the dollar was abused. The dollar was beat up. It was cut up. It went down. The dollar went down. And someone had to bring it back up, so they shut the government down in order to bring the dollar back in the spirit of an image in your mind. You see, you think about it. Crypto you don't see. Do you see? Do you have it? Can you hold it physically in your hand? See, they have this stuff all wrong about these beasts. The image of the beast. What is that beast? Do you see the image on that crypto? You know it's wounded. It was wounded by the sword. Sword of what? Sword of the word. It's us who wounded it. A lot of people don't think 100 kings, 100 queens got power. We got a lot of power because we blessed by the Most High. When we start using our silver and stuff, now they want to come in and say, if you know this is true, especially in Florida, oh, we passed a law that gold and silver, listen, pay attention now, gold and silver can be used, watch this, for legal tender. That's a bald-faced damn lie. See what they just did to God? That's blasphemy. Definitely blasphemy. God created heaven and earth, right? So if from the earth we have gold, you go back to Genesis, you'll see gold in there. In Genesis, in the beginning, they weren't even using this money. So if we got gold and silver, and then they're talking about what God has is a negotiable instrument, that's blasphemy. That's dang sure blasphemy. That's a slap in God's face. So that goes back up to the scripture we just read. So now they're making this fake make-believe money currency with an image on it. That's an image. That's an image in your mind. That's in your mind. And in your hand is your ID, your real ID. Mind, hand. Mind, hand. You're about to read it in a minute. Which had the wound by the sword and did not live. 15. And he had power to give life. Look at that. Unto the image of the beast. Yep, he gave life. As soon as they opened the government back up, as soon as they did the real ID, they got the money on the card. Now they gave life to the image of the beast. So I don't care what no pastor say now about this, because I know the money system. That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image, so you're not going to deal with the crypto money system, should be killed. Now, you got to look at what they mean by killed. Do they mean physically? Well, that could be because the cops do what they do, and they'll get mad and frustrated. Now, your living being, they can kill your living being again and make it a straw man. So this is why y'all need to be protected, and we're going to give y'all the solutions at the end of this video or in the middle of this video, so that way y'all know how to solve this problem. 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor. And I told you we are all rich. You're not rich with fiat, greenbacks. Now you're rich with what you produce from the gold and the silver and the copper. Now won't you pay attention? Free and bond. Remember I told y'all about the bonds woman? We talked about this before in a video. Free and bond. So you're free, you're bonded. So they're telling you right there what a bond is. While y'all talking about I want my bond. So the opposite of bond is free. So if you're going after your bond, you are not free, you idiots. Why are you talking to us like this? Because you need to know. You touch that bond, you are not free in the Most High. You're not free no way. You're bonded to a contract. You're bonded to them. Watch this. To receive a mark in their right hand. What is the right hand? King, I hand my stuff with my left hand. Right hand because you're holding the license. And in their foreheads. Remember I told y'all in your mind, the image in your mind? You thinking this crypto stuff is real and is not. It's a spirit. You're giving it life by believing in it. Just like you did the fake money system, the fiat, the tender. Tender is an IOU. You can't make gold in IOU. You can't make silver in IOU. You can't. You don't supposed to be dealing with negotiable instruments. You're supposed to be settling the negotiable instruments. And they give you your lawful money, which is the spirit of the gold and silver. And then you go to the U.S. Mint and you buy the gold and silver. Now you're back with the physical that God created. And that no man might buy. Now the key word is might. Because they're not sure what we're going to do. Might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast. See, you dealing with that shit. Or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding count the number of the beast. Count them. For it is the number of a man. What man is that? And his number is 600, 66. It's just his number. You might buy or sell. Now with the real ID, that's the goal. That's the goal. That's why they shut the government down. So they can do a reset. And I'm going to prove it to you right now. Let's get into it, y'all. We're getting into it right now. So, Trump U.S. partner with crypto. The Trump administration is actively partnering with crypto. And this was before the shutdown. Through a mix of government-backed initiatives and private ventures involving the Trump family. Key actions, including establishing a crypto strategic reserve for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and signing executive orders. See executive orders now. See, his family did it, but also it says the Trump administration. The executive orders deal with the government to support the growth of the what? U.S. crypto industry. Additionally, the Trump family is involved in new crypto businesses like World Liberty Financial, look that up, and has partnered with platforms like Crypto.com. Now, if y'all don't know, remember I said if it don't connect, reject. With Crypto.com, anybody who has Crypto.com, they tell you you have to show your government ID. They came at me, I gave them my world passport. They said, oh no, we need a government ID. Why? Because on the back of that government ID is a thing called a coda bar. Okay? And I told y'all about this, and a lot of y'all already got y'all coda bar from me. I'm trying to look for it right now. I had them all right here. I put them over here. I'm trying to find it. Had a bunch of things that I set to the side. And that is one of them that's real important on the where it's at. Shouldn't be moved at all. Okay, I got it right here. Okay. So, the number actually is a 16-digit number, not a 14. It's called a ITF, coda bar. 16 digits. So if you have a U.S. ID, driver's license, please look at it. It should begin with 010 or 10 something. It should begin with a 1, period. If it begins with a 1, it doesn't matter. Okay? It still belongs to the United States. Because remember I told y'all when you go look up national barcode numbers, type that in, and it'll give you the list of the United States numbers that they use, which means you're under their jurisdiction. So if you have their ID, you are already worshiping the beast. The only way around that is I'm not even going to tell you scratch that barcode off. I'm going to tell y'all how to do that at the end. So one of the things you got to do, you got to get with me to replace that barcode on the back, because that's how the cops and all of them are going to get the money out of the system. But you're going to put a acquirement on that with a 1099A. Okay? Just to let y'all know. All right? So, and put a claim on it through the DMV. All right? So, Crypto.com asks you to upload a government ID. And this is how you know what they're doing. They want the front and the back. What's on the back of the ID or the driver's license? Where's a barcode? It's that 16-digit ITF code bar. Anybody who haven't watched my videos and know anything about the code bar, what the code bar is, it's just like that federal tag. Why these people out here telling y'all to go get this federal tag? Oh, I got this because I did. Listen, you're back in their system. The goal and the point of this whole thing is to get out of their system. But some of you just want to stay in. And if you do come in, you only come in briefly to do commerce and get your behind right back out. Settle the debt, get out. Settle it, get out. Some of you going in there dancing around like you at Chuck E. Cheese jumping in the balls. Yeah, look at me, Mommy. Look at me, Daddy. Wee. I'm in the balls. Look at me, Chucky. Which Chucky? Chuck E. Cheese or Chucky that stab your ass? So, the only reason they want that is because they want that code bar in the back. That is what proves, I want you to hear me very clearly, that there's money on the driver's license. Why? Because the driver's license is intellectual property. Also, it's intangible property. So you're going to have to put a claim on the driver's license with a 1099A. Put a value on it. I think they told me it was $11 million. Claim it. Acquire it. It's yours. While y'all putting it in a damn UCC, you don't put it in a UCC. You only put things in a UCC that you are going to use to settle debts. You think putting stuff in a UCC is doing something? Y'all don't even know how to use this stuff. Whatever goes in the UCC is to issue out credits to. So, if you got your driver's license, say you are a U.S. citizen, you got your driver's license, you put it in, you acquire it first. You have to acquire it first. Remember, the code 31 U.S.C. 3727 said a assignment cannot be done until a claim is made. So your claim is your 1099A. You get your barcode deed showing that you own it from me. Just get it from me, and you'll get the template with it and the barcode. The barcodes are $25 for those. The silver is $45. But when you get that, you got your claim on that. So if you did have a UCC, you will upload the 1099A, and you will upload the certificated deed with the barcode that I give you up to the UCC, and you would also make one of your companies the creditor. Okay? Once you make that the creditor who's going to be using it, whoever you make the creditor in that situation, they're the ones that are going to be issuing out credits from that driver's license. Okay? Since that's what they're doing. And you're going to notify the DMV that you acquired it. Do y'all hear that? So now, The police can't do it. You send it out to the police, the sheriff. You send it out to the feds, whatever address they have. I would send it to the Treasury, since they now is dealing with federal. So now, if the police stop you, you have to put them as a creditor to bring back your lawful money. Y'all don't understand how this goes. When they take your money, they owe you something back. It's like giving you your change. I give you $1, you say it's 50 cents, you owe me my change of 50 cents. Minus tax. So now you must return back my lawful money. My stuff is $35,500, so whatever the ticket was, it was $100. Now you multiply that times 500, you need to bring back my lawful money. Now, since you wrote me a ticket, now I go to my UCC and issue credits to the police department. And I put the ticket, a copy of the ticket in there. The ticket, and I also issue credits from what I had already put in my CCC a week ago, which was my driver's license, which has credits, which has a value of $11 million. So I just issued them all of this. I issued the principal, I issued the credits for the lawful money. Now they owe me. They have 3 days to settle. You do this immediately. If they don't do it, now you make them a debtor. And now you send their ass an invoice. They don't pay, now you go to the Treasury, start the tax process that I have, by the way, is $325 for those who want the tax class. And those who are still waiting on the tax class, I do have that. I've been going through a hell of a lot right now. I had to release some of this stress, and now I'm about to get it to y'all. It'll be going out this weekend, okay? Just to let y'all know. But debtor. You take them off as a creditor and add them as a debtor on the UCC. And now, once that's approved by the UCC division, you print 5 copies of that off. Okay? You upload the ticket. When you make them a debtor, you upload the, you already should have already uploaded the ticket. But your invoice, proving that they owe you the principal back and the lawful money. Okay? You bartered with them. That's a 1099-B proving you gave it to them. Now you do a 1099 miscellaneous or the 1099 digital. We're about to get into that. This is why. Well, are y'all putting this stuff together? If it don't connect, reject. Did y'all not see last year or at the beginning of the year they came out with the 1099 digital form? Do y'all know why they did that? Because what you're reading on the screen right here. They already been preparing. Trump did this. They got the IRS 1099 digital form. We can still use the 1099-B. These are the forms y'all need to know about. Everything I'm telling you is accurate and factual. I hope y'all are taking notes. Please share this with anybody. I don't care who you share it with. Share it with them. My phone number is 850-825-0933. Text me first, because I might be on an appointment. I don't just take people just calling me. You're not allowed to call me. You can ask to call. Okay? And for all those just keep picking up the phone calling, please stop that. Text me first. Anyway, let me go on because I don't want to be here too long. Trump signed the Genius Act into law, a historic piece of legislation that will pave the way for the United States to lead the global digital currency revolution. Remember we're in Revelations? It was talking about what? Gave life to the beast. Genius. Do y'all see this? Genius. I look at that as Genesis. That ain't how you spell it, King. It's similar. It's to similarlize it. A new beginning. Remember what fiat means. The definition of fiat. Okay? New beginning. to the end. Look it up. Look at what the definition of fiat is. Anyway, the Genius Act prioritizes consumer protection. Watch this. Strengthens. So you give life when you strengthen it. Remember, Scripture, it talks about you strengthening the hand of the enemy. That's what it says in the Scripture. Strengthening the hand of the enemy. So every time y'all keep running behind fiat, that's what y'all asses are doing. Settle the debt with your gold or your silver or your copper. And y'all need to know how to do it. Stop just mailing this shit in the mail. You don't mail your gold. You never give them that. You give them the spirit of it. The spirit of it. Make a copy of it. And you have your deeds with it. Have a claim on it too. Then you assign it. 31 USC 3727. Strengthens the U.S. dollar's reserve currency status. Y'all know about cash reserves. That's the lawful money. How does it strengthen it for them? Because you're not going after your lawful money. You're strengthening the dollar at the same time while you're strengthening them. That's why I say U.S. dollars reserve currency status. So now they're keeping the United States keeping your credits, lawful money, going under their bunkers with it, having their own money with their smiley faces on it, the beast face all on it, because y'all the beast. Currency status and bolsters our national security. Now, we're going to get into the national security. Remember, that was July 18th. National security. We're going to get into that. Because we talked about this, about the SDN list. All the videos I done made, just go back and look. You'll see all that stuff links back up with this. Now y'all see why the Most High had me do those videos. Let's get into the next one. This right here, fact sheet. President Donald J. Trump modernizes payments to and from America's bank account. Let's get into it. Today, and that ain't today, it's September 30th. President, wait, on September 30th is when this came out. But anyway, today, President J. Trump, and that's a derivative. You never use an initial. You always spell your whole middle name out because your middle name is part of your first name. There's no such thing as a middle name. Sign an executive order to modernize how the government handles money, switching from old-fashioned paper-based payments to fast, secure electronic payments. The order mandates that effective September 20th. Excuse me, September 30th. I'm sitting there looking at it. They're like, damn, that nigga blind. September 30th, 2025, the federal government will cease issuing paper checks for all disbursements. Now, including intra-governmental payments, benefits, vendor payments, and tax refunds. No more checks. Now, this is what's funny, y'all. This is what's funny. The next goddamn day, the government shut down. Now, you tell me if that's a coincidence or not. All executive government, I'm going to prove it to you. Matter of fact, let's go over there right now. What date the government shut down? The most significant historic shutdowns include the shutdown under Donald Trump's second presidency, which began what? October 1st. Let's go over here. September 30th, 2025, October 1st. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Thank you, Most High. All executive departments. So it had nothing to do with no Democrats, Republicans fighting. You see it. All executive departments and agents must transition. So remember, the police is up under the state. So the state is an imitation of the feds. They work for the feds. The courts work for the feds. The judicial system work for the feds. As I said in the last video, electronic funds transfer, EFT, methods like direct deposit, debit, credit card payments, digital wallets, and real-time transfers. Payments made to the federal government such as fees, fines, loans, and taxes must also be processed electronically where permissible under existing law. The 100 Kings and 100 Queens already been in this game. We already been in this game. That's why on your 1041, I told y'all, why do it say at the bottom of the last page of the 1041, did you transfer or sell any digital assets? Your barcode is what? Digital. It's data. It contains data. So y'all who keep asking what's the importance of the damn barcode, I've been in this game for the longest doing these barcodes, and y'all ass has been late. Don't let nobody fool y'all. The Most High had us in the game 5 years ago. Now y'all seeing it. It's a shame. Everybody didn't want to believe it. Now your asses want to jump on the barcodes now. Direct deposit, debit, credit card payments, digital wallets, and real-time transfers. Payments made to the federal government such as fees, fines, loans, and taxes must also be processed electronically where permissible under existing law. Now, here's the thing. For those that don't know, once you can put your asset of your silver and your gold into crypto as an NFT. Once you do that, you have the value of whatever you transferred over there in there. Now, you're ahead of the game. Because now you're not dealing with their fiat. You're dealing with your real gold and silver, the spirit of, which is the lawful money. So, no, you're not using the mark of the beast system. You have your own money system. You just went in there just to settle the debt. Now you're settling. You deal with the fiat system that the United States have, then you're back at legal tender and you're dealing with debt, which is a dead thing. We're dealing with the living, the spirit of the living. Not the spirit of the dead. Treasury will phase out physical lockbox. Oh, my God. I ain't even read that. You see this? Remember I told y'all about the TTNL. Did I not tell y'all about this? The Treasury lockboxes deal with the Treasury tax and loan. So when you write checks up to T-Mobile, AT&T, your light bill company, money orders, all that stuff there, so that means money orders about to get gone. That's something somebody need to research for me. Will money orders be phased out? Ask somebody at the post office. Because they mentioned in checks, but what about money orders? If money orders still can be in place, then we can use that. But if they're phasing out physical lockbox service, that means no company will have, I guarantee y'all, that all your companies that y'all make payments to, their P.O. box will change. Because the lockbox services are gone. Those were lockboxes. So they picked up the checks, they took them to their bank, which is their trust indenture, not yours. And then the trust indenture, which is the bank, took it to the Treasury and got the lawful money and the fiat and everything was paid. And they make y'all that y'all wrote checks to, gave credit or debit to, they still owe y'all lawful money. And our lawful money, if you paid $100, multiply that times 500. We ain't playing around. Let's not just wound this beast, let's kill it. And expedite electronic collection of federal receipts. You see that? What did I tell y'all to say? Receipts. Those receipts belong to who? The feds. Belong to the who? Treasury. Who do the federal receipts belong to? The Treasury, because you're trading it. 1099 OID. A comprehensive public awareness campaign will be launched to inform federal payment recipients of the shift to electronic options and offer guidance on setting up digital payments. And guys, y'all need to get in order now. So this looks like I'm going to have to stay longer. They created their system. We already had ours in place. But far as the electronic payments, okay, now, we can still send in paper because the Treasury wants the receipts, but they want electronic collection of federal receipts now. So we're going to have to do some study on that. And I'm being honest, I don't know exactly how to do it. I do know about the EFTPS system. But this is what we're going to have to start using. Kings and queens. And get this in here real quick. So I can make sure I go looking this stuff up. Do my own research on it, or what we need to do. Put submit. You got to be through the EFTPS system. Just like I said, did I not just tell y'all that? Electronic federal tax payments. There you go. There you go. So I was right. I love when the Most High just point things out to me. Y'all seen the answer right there. A comprehensive public awareness campaign will be launched to inform federal payment recipients of the shift to electronic options and offer guidance on setting up digital payments. Exceptions will be made. See? Exceptions will be made for people without banking or electronic payment process access. Certain emergency payments, certain law enforcement, see? Activities, and other special cases qualifying for an exception under the order or other existing law. This executive order does not establish a central bank digital currency, CBDC. Y'all see that? I'm going to let that soak in for a second what we just went over. I know some of y'all shaking y'all head like, oh my gosh. It's no time to play around, kings and queens. But like I was saying, it looks like I'm going to have to stay a little bit longer than February to help y'all out. And to get my stuff done. Well, I can leave if I want to just get my stuff done. But I've been talking about the EFTPS system for the last 3-4 years. When y'all get y'all tax ID numbers for y'all with it, y'all estate, y'all Indian government, they send y'all a thing called the EFTPS system. Anytime you get a ticket or anything like that, that's where that was sent. You do the acceptance for credit on it. Put the amount like I told y'all. Go watch the video called Silver Certificate Template and 236 template on my channel. If you're not subscribed to my channel as a monthly member for $29.99, please do so at this time. You are going to need this, every last one of you. And if you're already subscribed, salute, because y'all have already got the sauce. In other special cases, qualifying an exception under the order and other existing law. Let's go on to this next thing here. So, you seen that the next day they shut down. See? So that right there lets you know that all what I just went over, everything I went over, is accurate. Because they was going into the government transition into the crypto and stuff. They're not going to tell you this. They're going to make it seem like that was a fight. Oh, they're cutting out food stamps. Of course. Of course. Because they, and why does, if the government, listen, you stop checks the day before and then all of a sudden the government shut down, but then the food stamps are gone. Nobody's getting any food stamps. And everybody's scrambling around seeing the Republicans and the Democrats fight and the food stamps and all this stuff here. That's to distract you. Always remember there's always something hidden behind when something's going on. Now, so I wanted to go into the, there we go. Is this it? Yeah, I want to go into this. Now, before I go into this, let me go back over the things that didn't happen. Okay? Trump dealt with the crypto system. Y'all seen a lot about that. Police start pulling people immediately once they say the government opened back up. Because they're going back testing the money system, new money system. There was a situation that happened with someone that got a ticket. It was a ticket, certain type of ticket. It wasn't with the police, but it was with a government agency. And they wasn't home. And they put the ticket on their door. And they asked this being to text message them a copy of their ID. They asked them their name. They told them the name, and they said, I want a copy of your ID. Why in the hell would you need that? Because they're getting the money off of it. They've been doing it for the longest. They've been doing it for the longest. Okay? So the police, the ticket, that proves it. AT&T, if anybody's with AT&T, prepaid or whatever, they're starting to say that you must show your ID. Now this is what's funny. I got AT&T and I did it through my trust. Now all of a sudden they switched it up and now they're using the King name as the being on the account. That's not what I started this account with. The account started with a business. And they're saying, oh, you're going to have to show your ID and, to verify this and verify that. Why? Because they want the what? Real ID to get the money off the card. See? So, we got a debit credit system. Okay? That's what this is all about. In my past videos, I talked about this specially designated nationals list. Some of you just ignored it, but I bet your ass finna listen now. Y'all just, because you go out and you try to do shit on your own, but you don't know how this stuff connect. I'm led by the Most High to connect this stuff for y'all. But some of y'all go on this channel, get this information, you run out trying to do it yourself, and you fall on your ass. Stop it. Some of you so, how can I say it, mind so deluded that y'all think someone's doing this all about money. No, I'm doing it to save the freaking tribes. Listen, My tribe need me. I know y'all saying y'all need me too. But for the ones that keep playing these goddamn games, I don't got time. Listen, there have been people from 3 years ago coming back to me. You was right. And I just shake my head. I don't know, maybe you think I'm lying about this stuff. This is no lie. This is not money grab, as some assholes keep saying. But I ain't working for free. You're not my blood. Okay? But let's get into this SDN that I already got a video on, which you need to watch. The Specially Designated Nationals SDN and Block Persons List is a U.S. government list maintained by the Office of what? I want you to weigh in on that. Foreign, keyword, assets, control. Why is it called Foreign Assets Control? And it's OFAC, by the way. Okay? So if you ever want to just say OFAC. Foreign Assets Control. I want y'all to really right now weigh in. Close your eyes. Think about what does that mean. I'm finna tell you. Go ahead and tell me, Nizzle. Hold on. Hold your horses. I want y'all to pause and just think. Like when I told again the Jamaicans that I talked to, I said when y'all moved over here, that goes for any of you, when y'all moved here, your land assets transferred over here as a spirit to the United States. So they took control of your land back in Jamaica, your native land. That land is an asset. First of all, it's not an asset before it goes to the United States. It's an asset after. Before, it's just your private property. It's your native land. But the United States turns it into a what? A asset. So that's why it's called Foreign Asset Control. They're controlling your assets. So when you get a driver's license, whatever foreign thing you get when you come over here, the driver's license, the birth certificate, whatever it may be, it's in those. That's why they have barcodes. Do y'all ones who are ignorant about the barcodes see it now? Asset control, barcode. That's why you have a barcode on your real ID. Get in the game. Been telling every guru, every SBC process this for the longest. That includes individuals, and entities. Such as, watch this, terrorists, drug traffickers, and state, look at this now, state-controlled organizations. And you're going to see, it's still individuals too. That's why you got up here, individuals, because it's sole proprietorships. That's why your king or queen name need to be on your assumed name in your birth state. State. Stop effing with that damn Minnesota stuff unless you're born in Minnesota. Y'all got to understand how this stuff goes. That's why on your Form 56, the 2848 at the bottom, it asks about the state, and you put your birth state. Till you're taking back ownership from them. Let me tell this queen, I will hit her back. Yeah, she caught me in the middle of the video. Yep. Sometimes this happens. I had to make this video before anything. I know I had some appointments. So, it says, with whom U.S. persons are generally prohibited from doing business. You see that? With whom U.S. persons are generally, U.S. person means corporations, are generally prohibited from doing business. Now, in my solution list I got for y'all, I told y'all you have to get your car insurance in your king or queen name. I'm not on the SDN list, which is good because once you get that printout, after you get your vehicle or whatever, because they're going to give you a printout. If you go, I would suggest you go get a new car. That's what I would suggest. Because they're going to have to print this stuff out at the car lot. There got to be no expensive car. Start all over. Okay? But they had to run the name through the system, which I'm glad I'm not on that list. Okay? But what this does for y'all is if you ever get pulled, you show them that because it's federally recognized. Okay? Yeah. And to the queen that lost her grandmother last night, sorry to hear that. I definitely keep you in my meditations. You know, take your time, and you know, do your celebrations for your grandmother. That's tribe. You know, whatever you got that needed to be done today, I'll handle that, and I'll just send you an email. Okay. But moving on. This is important. Okay. Remember, this stuff is for our tribes, our bloodline. We had so many of our relatives that been in this system that thought they were free, thought they were married and not married. Every last one of you who got a license, you had that license means permission. Okay? That's including any license. That's why you take control of it. Okay? But anyway, but on this list, results in blocking of all assets. Where did we just come from? Remember, this is a foreign list now. Blocking the assets. So you can't transfer your assets over here. And prevents listed parties from engaging. Listed parties are the U.S. persons in the United States, which is the corporations of the United States, AT&T, T-Mobile, all those companies like that, Comcast, any company that's registered in the United States. Listed parties from engaging in financial transactions with U.S. persons. Not talking about you as the foreigner. It's talking about the corporations here when it says U.S. persons. So let me go over here and jump to 18 USC 8. 18 USC 911, citizen of the United States. Okay, you're not never a citizen. Whoever falsely and willfully represents himself to be a citizen of the United States shall be fined under the title or imprisoned not more than what? 3 years or both. So, you're not a U.S. citizen. Just want to pull that up. Now, let's go down here and break this thing down. What is it? A list of sanctioned individuals and entities. Let's go into the word sanction because I pulled that up because I want y'all to really see that. Sanction means a threatened penalty for what? Disobeying a law or rule. So when you're on this what? SDN list, specially designated nationals list, and if national doesn't mean that you're a national of the United States, it means that you're in the nations. That you can do business with the nations of the United States. So y'all don't get it twisted. Okay? So if you disobey a rule of the United States, is that why I say it's a threatened penalty? A threatened penalty for disobeying a law or rule. And listen, they already ran mine. I'm not on that list. Make sure you check your king name. Make sure you check your straw man name on that list. Okay? Next one says measures taken by a nation to coerce another to conform to an international agreement or norms of conduct, typically in the form of restrictions on, keyword y'all, trade. Now, what is this SDN list dealing with? Trade, business, and we're in the United States to do trade. In the corporation, we're already on our national land. My assets are my Indian, my native land, Cherokee Nation. And when I say nation, I don't mean the corporation federally recognized when I'm talking about the one that is natural. Or on participation in official sporting events. Now, the next one is official permission or approval for an action. Okay? So back to it. The SDN list includes names of people, companies, and groups that have been targeted by U.S. sanctions. Make sure you're not on that list. And the only way to do that is by getting the vehicle in your trust name, and then after you get the vehicle, never get a vehicle in your strawman name or your king name. Always, always do it in your trust, foreign trust name. When they ask for your tax ID number, you use your estate number or your Indian government number, one of those numbers. You're with it, your 98, one of those, especially the 98. Okay? It says, includes names of people, companies, and groups that have been targeted by U.S. sanctions, maintained by the OFAC. The U.S. Department of the Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control manages and updates the list. Targets include individual and entities associated with terrorism, drug trafficking, and international crime, as well as those from sanctioned governments. So if a government, Kenya, knew I came from the United States or dealt with the United States, they could send something to the United States OFAC and let them know about my fraudulent transaction. So if anything King Stevian done or the 100 Kings done, then guess what? I'll be on that list. The 100 Kings will be on that list. My trust will be on that list. And none are on that list. So everybody who's thinking, oh, he's doing something fraudulent. If it was, and they found some fraudulent, the IRS would have put you on that list. Or put me on that list. Or my trust on that list. This is how you fact check everything. Dot your I's, cross your T's. No, better yet, Cross your T's, dot your I's, because that means that's the rapper T.I. Yeah. No, I'm just joking. But anyway, includes more than people and companies. It also lists maritime vessels and aircraft that are blocked. That's your straw man. That's your trust. See? Now, let me show you. Consequences of being on the list. Asset blocking. Any asset in the U.S. jurisdiction belonging to an SDN are frozen. So this is also, the reason I'm showing y'all this is because with the real ID, your assets are on there. They can freeze them. So to keep check on if they didn't froze any funds with the Treasury, you need to check this list always. Tell your friends, tell your mortgage brother, your mortgage sister, check that list. Check all your companies that you got, all your trusts that you got, your estate, all that. Prohibited transactions. U.S. persons are generally forbidden from engaging in any business or finance or dealing with SDNs. That's why I was able to get insurance in the King name. Okay? Global impact. Being on the list makes it difficult to conduct international business, access financial systems, and open bank accounts. Okay? And then you go to the OFAC website. Okay? That's it, guys, on that one. Told you what sanctions were. We went over 18 USC. Now let's get into the real ID. That's what this whole thing is about. It's about what we just went over. The assets, the crypto, the spirit, the mark of the beast. People have been saying it for years, but here it is. A real ID is a driver's license or identification card that is compliant with federal standards and can be used to board domestic flights. Domestic flights. Domestic flights. You domestic being. You ain't with no 100 Kings, your domestic ass. King, you just did domestic violence. I sure damn did. Big head ass. That's domestic violence. You fly private flights. You avoid all this. You all know the difference now? You don't have to show none of this on a private plane. Domestic flights and enter secure federal facilities. That are your IRS building. This is why y'all need your international driver's license. It is not mandatory, listen, for most daily activities and other forms of federal identification, like a U.S. passport, are also valid for these purposes. Beginning May 7, 2025, you will need a real ID or another federally accepted ID to perform these actions. Another federally accepted ID. International driver's license with your 16-digit number on it. Okay? All right. So, and I do know that with the ITF 16, 14, 16, ITF 16, it has a letter at the beginning and a letter at the end. So, I mean, really, it can be 14 numbers and those two letters. Okay? So I'm not going to get into why you need one. Y'all can look at that at your own time. But I did, let's see. That was something else there. All right, so we went over this about the system, the EFTPS, how you do your receipts. So now I'm going to go into y'all solutions, okay, to solving this problem. Those who are members, you do not have to tender the $25. But if you're doing the silver, you will have to tender the $45. Anyone that is doing the copyright, you automatically get your international driver's license number from me. Those who are not members will have to tender $25 to that paypal.me/STT Estate Trust. Leave your phone number. And we'll have to set up an appointment. I'll book you an appointment so that way you can get on the phone with me and we'll do it. It takes a little minute to do it. So I'm working. Nothing's free. Okay? It's my time. Then that's the first thing. The copyright translates over and transfers over to the IDL, the International Driver's License Number, the one with the letters at the beginning and the end. And you're going to use that number with the letters to give to the International Driver's License people. That's going to be your passport number, and that's going to be your International Driver's License number. Do not mix public and private. These barcodes are private, so don't go mixing your United States passport number on there. Don't mix your United States driver's license on there. That is a no-no. You do not mix public with private. Okay? So you're going to get your copyright, you're going to get your international driver's license number, you're going to get your registration with that. So you get everything with that common law copyright. For those that are not members, it's $25. Okay? The next thing y'all going to do, that's make sure you have that written down. The next thing, now everybody would have to do this. You're going to have to get some watermark paper. You're going to put it up to the light. Because I got a video on this, but you're going to put it up to the light where you see the watermark. Make sure it's somewhere in the middle of the page. Find that, circle that, or put a square around that watermark. You're going to put your thumbprint, not your right thumb, but all your thumbprints. You're going to do one by one. So you're going to need 10 pieces of paper. Okay, 10 pieces of watermark paper with the watermark sign. You put up to the light, see it somewhere in the middle of the page. Okay. You're going to do each finger. Make sure on the bottom of the paper you write which finger it is. Okay? So you'll know. Each one of your fingers will have $100 million value to it. Okay? So if you ever went to jail, prison, you tell them you're charged. Now, you're going to get your barcode. The barcode for this one is $10. That's it. $10. Okay? And you're going to use, I have the actual common law copyright. You would actually, I think you would put that barcode on that document as well, but I do have a document for the fingerprint copyright, but honestly, I would just put that barcode on your common law copyright, because that goes into the let me pull that up real quick so I can see this, by the way, so I can tell you the name of it. Going to go to the worldwide copyright. World. Goodness. Just pull up this copyright. All right, so I want to tell you what this is called, because I keep forgetting the name of it. Should have been in here. Bear with me. Okay. It should have been in there. I don't know why that wasn't there. It's called ROP, right of publicity. Okay. Let me save this. So right of publicity is the name of it. And that's what you want. So anytime someone uses anything from you, by you, your signature, your fingerprints, anything, then this copyright covers it. It covers it, but you're still going to have a barcode. And let me tell you this. Matter of fact, some of you already have the separate fingerprint copyright, but what you could do, you could still use the copyright for that, and I'm going to tell you how. You're already using it for the international driver's license, but when you go do the next thing, which is you're going to copyright all of your fingerprints. So what you're going to do with each one of those pictures, on the watermark, you're going to put each one of your fingers on. Make sure you write down at the bottom which finger it is so you'll know. You're going to make sure you got the actual fingerprint where you can see the fingerprint, okay? And you're going to copyright with the Library of Congress only after you get the barcode from me. Because you're going to need the barcode to put on or in the system of the Library of Congress tracking system. They're going to ask for what's the tracking number. The tracking number is that 13-digit barcode, which has this value right here, remember, of 100 million. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to change this to edition 6. I'm going to change this to edition 6, and I'm going to add the fingerprints in there. Let's see, fingerprints. We're going to put that right here, right now. So y'all see it. Fingerprints. And we're going to put each at 100 million in lawful money. .999 pure silver. Now I have to specify that. Okay? Then I go into right of publicity, which is still your fingerprints, but I want to make sure, okay, that it's in there. Okay? So let me say this, and this is going to be a new edition. Y'all can add that in the ones you already have. You don't need to ask me for a new copy of this. So we're going to make this edition 10. All right? Y'all seeing me doing it live right here. Make sure I say this in a bunch of places. All right. Y'all bear with me. I make sure I always save this stuff in different places. So I have it. Because the government got a thing where they always want to come messing with my stuff. gotta know your way around this stuff. Let's go to my... Nope, just do it there. All right, so we got that done. All right, did it live with you. But this will be the copyright for y'all. But let me, matter of fact, I gotta change this. Gotta change it again, so I'm gonna have to go back in here and save it again. I'll save it later. But anyway, it's edition 10. So, after you get your copyright, it has your fingerprint on there. So, what we're going to do is, let's put the 13-digit, doing some more touch-ups to it. Fingerprint barcode. Jeez. Do 8. All right, so that's it. Yeah, I think I better save it now. You know, I just got this stuff this morning from the Most High, so I just got to make sure have everything lined up for y'all. All right. About to finish up. King, I see where you saving it at. I'm going to go in your shit, boy. Try it. All right. So, after you get this, you're going to get it notarized, witnessed. If there's witnesses on here, I don't think there's no witnesses on here. Yes, it is, actually. Then, you're going to get 2 of these done. You're going to get one authenticated for your foreign 9-8 country, and most people are doing Kenya, and then you're going to get one apostille for Mexico. The one you get apostille for Mexico, once you get apostille in your birth state, this has to be done in your birth state. Why? Because they're the ones that stole your name. Once they have authenticated or apostilled it, they put it in the system as received and confirmed. So that means they recognize your copyright. They know that you took back your name. You own the copyright on your name. So this is what's done before you get an assumed name in your birth state. You have to take it back from the state. Now, once it's apostilled, now you came back in the state. That means that you are back in the United States. That means that you are the living being that was lost at sea. Because the United States is part of Mexico, and you can't get it apostilled for the United States. So in order to do that, what we learned is you do it for Mexico, and then the document will say the United States. See? Because the United States is part of the Hague. Mexico is part of the Hague. Get it? Well, why we can't do it in no other country? Just do it for damn Mexico, because Mexico is the closest thing to the United States. Some of you like being so damn difficult with stuff. Stop trying to go against what's being taught. That's like the teacher telling you got a test on Friday. Well, why we can't take it on Thursday? You're going to get tested on the 5 categories of cooking. Why we can't get tested on the 2 categories of cooking? But the teacher be like, get your ass out of here. But anyway, after y'all done this, you have your authentication. Now, your authentication is going to be done for your 9-8 country. Okay? Once that's done for the 90 countries, the same one you have your birth certificate authenticated in. Okay? You're going to get it done on the state level, your birth state, in your birth state, then with the feds. Okay? Now, for those that are in Chicago or any place that will not authenticate it, what you're going to do is look at your IRS form. Let's go there. I have to keep breaking this down to some of you. My goodness. Let's go over here. You're going to go to the Form 56. So what you're going to do. All this stuff is dealing with taxes, just to let y'all know. Okay, you go over to the IRS, Form 56. And I'm going over here just to show you. Because some of you act like this is rocket science. It's not. I should go over here. Let's go to the instructions, right? Because when you get the Form 56, it's going to come with the instructions. But for some reason I'm online, it's not showing that. So, let me see if this is it. All right. So, I'm looking for the address. You're going to look for the address and look for on the form they normally have it. It's not the Constitutional Ave one. You're not sending it to the address. You're looking for your region. Some damn reason it's not showing. You can go to any. You can go to your 1041 if you wanted to. Let's go to the 1041. Trying to show y'all how to get this. Let's go to the instructions. She'll be there. Should be here. Y'all watching this live, so electronic filing, that's not what you want. When to file, where to file. Here we go. You go to where to file. And if you see it right here, so if you're in one of these states, so say your state is, let's go to Chicago, Illinois, because they have the damn most problem. So if you're not including a check or money order, this is the address you will send it to, okay? So we're not dealing with their address. What you're doing is dealing with the city where you would get your stuff authenticated at, okay? So Kansas City, Missouri, will be where y'all would get y'all stuff notarized and authenticated. But make sure Kansas does digital, because you can get it done digitally, a digital notary, check first, and then after that's done, then you're going to send it to the feds and have it authenticated there. Now, if you're in a state where they did not do it, it is mandated that you put them on notice. The authentication department and the Secretary of the State. Okay? You're going to let them know there has been a copyright ownership filed for the state of Illinois for this name. You are no longer able to use this name. Remove it out of your database. Okay, that goes for anything you ain't done for your ass. Since they want to act like that. Okay? Y'all get it. So if you're in one of these states, Kansas City, if you're in one of these states down here, then Oregon, Utah. Okay? You got the foreign country. If you're coming from a foreign country, you're doing this. Then, like about Puerto Rico, something like that, then you'll be over here. Okay, for the king that's coming in, that's in Puerto Rico. All right? But I think you say you were born here, so you'll go back to where you were born at. Now, some of you will be wanting to know, how do you do this if you wasn't born here and you came in? So say when you came in to Arkansas and you got all your paperwork done in Arkansas, and your mom and dad lived in Arkansas. Well, wherever you came in at is your birth state. That's where you were established. Okay? And it would be Ogden, Utah. See? That's how this is done. Okay, I'm trying to handle a bunch of things at one time for y'all, so y'all won't have to keep coming asking me all these questions. Okay? So, now, you're not going to send it to that address, okay, but you're going, the IRS address, you're going to use that city. You get the point? Okay? I'm going to say it again. You're going to use the city and state to do the authentication. Okay, wherever they do the authentications at. Because this is dealing with commerce. This is dealing with trade. Okay? This is why when you turn in your Form 56 with the IRS to the location, they contact your state. They contact the Social Security Administration there. Because this is your region. The IRS knows, because this is all commerce. There's another way to do this dealing with the UCC, but we're not dealing with that. We're dealing with the tax part. All the receipts and stuff deal with the Treasury. That's why it says Department of the Treasury. Okay? So, after y'all done got this done, the copyright's done. Now you go to the Library of Congress. Okay? Library of Congress, you're going to take all those pictures. Now, when you do the pictures, you're not going to send the whole piece of paper. What you're going to do is hold up each one of the fingerprints to the light, and you're going to take a picture, just a screenshot picture of the fingerprint where you can see the little, designs in your fingerprint. Let's go pull that up so I can show y'all. Some of y'all think just having a blood fingerprint gonna work. And show you. See this right here? See how this is? I want to show you. Ooh. Right there. See how those look? Where you can see those designs in it? That's exactly what you want to see when you take that picture. But you also want to see the watermark in the back, and let me tell you why. You want me to break everything down. Why, King? Why? Why? So your motherfucking ass can go try to show everybody else and try to teach them and make money off of it? It's the only reason you want to know why. Sound like a goddamn baby whining. Why? Anyway, all that damn thing from the Peanuts. Wah. But anyway, copyright law of watermark. I'm giving y'all the solutions now. So, let's find this. Watermarks serve as a visual deterrent against unauthorized use of copyrighted material, but they do not replace the need for formal copyright registration. Watermarks are graphics. Let's see. What is the law? There's a law. Let's type this in. What is the law? What is the fine charge on? That's what I got to type in. Okay, there we go. So, copyright infringement penalties. Trying to find out. You know, this is why I always use Google, because this shit here is garbage. Watermark copyright. Okay. The fine. So this is what happened. The fine for the unauthorized use or removal of a watermark varies significantly depending on whether the case is handled in civil or criminal court. So you got to decide which one you're going to do. But yours will be federal. Okay? And if the copyright was registered with the U.S. Copyright Office, see? A watermark considered a form of copyright management. Well, that's something else. But I want you to see that. Okay? So after you get your regular copyright, which has your fingerprint barcode on it, and it mentions fingerprint on the edition 10, you're going to go to the Library of Congress. Okay? Now, the main thing you want to do with your pictures that you did do the fingerprints on, you're going to take all 10 after you then took your screenshots of them, because you're going to upload those screenshots to your email, and then you're going to upload them to the Library of Congress website for $50. Only $50. And they're going to copyright all 10. Now, on them, they're going to ask for a tracking number. That's where you're going to give them your watermark barcode number. Okay? Well, your fingerprint barcode number, excuse me. And so that's your tracking number. You can do the copyright or you can do the fingerprint one. But I would do the fingerprint one, and that's your tracking number. So it links with your copyright. So when you go to court, you're going to bring, if sue anybody, you're going to bring your regular copyright that you had authenticated by the state, and then you're going to have your regular copyright from the Library of Congress. The one that shows the copyright private one that you get from me, it has $100 million, so you're suing them for $100 million. Okay? But also you're going to sue them on federal charges for what the U.S. Library of Congress says. Okay? I think it's like 300-some thousand. I know 200,000. But another way of doing it as well is you can release an album with your copyright name. Go watch my video on the copyright. Just type in King Stevian copyright name, and then it'll tell you how to do the song and all that. I got very thorough videos on how to protect your name and your being. Okay, so you go there, you upload those, and then you're going to pay the $50. Give them the tracking number when they ask for the tracking number. That's your 13-digit barcode number. Okay? Now, when you do your authentication and your apostille, you're going to attach your fingerprints with that. Okay? The long sheet before you cut it. Okay? Or you don't really have to cut it. You just got to take that picture, you know, and take a picture of it to upload, because you don't need that full big old sheet. And you don't want to have the writing when you upload to the Library of Congress. You don't want that writing, this is my thumbprint, all that. You don't want all that. You just want the fingerprint showing over the watermark. That's it. So if you go to jail, this is the thing. If you go to jail, prison, or anything like that, you tell them automatically. It's $100 million per finger. You tell them that when you go in there. If you want to be charged $100 million, you are agreeing to $100 million fine. You're agreeing. Put it on camera. Look in that camera and say it. He's agreeing. See? Okay, let's do it. I'm in jail, but I'm rich, bitch. So, you're going to attach those fingerprints to your copyright, and then you're going to staple them together, all together. Make sure you have color copies. Staple them together. You got one that's going to be apostille, one that's going to be authenticated, remember? So then you take them to get done, and voila, settle. Okay? So we got that done. I'm going down the line with, you know, the solutions that y'all need. Okay? Now, another thing y'all going to put into your package, okay? And this can be done separate. I would do it separate. You're going to take a picture of your picture, that's on your driver's license with the United States, the state you're in, okay? Same thing with your passport, okay? You're going to copyright those. Go find all your federal prison pictures, your jail pictures. Find all of them. When you was locked up at the police departments, with the feds, you're going to get all the pictures that anybody got, okay? And you're going to take pictures of those, right? And then you're going to upload them to the Library of Congress. I would do that, separate from the fingerprints. And now, and that's still right of publicity either way it go. But so you got double protection. And so you're going to get that done, right? And like I said, if you want to put those pictures with your common law copyright, you can, because that's right of publicity, okay? However you want to do it. But now you're going to get those pictures. Because when you get your pictures done, copyrighted with the Library of Congress, you got 50 pictures you can do. So again, if you want to put your pictures with your fingerprints, you can do that. Take a picture of the front of the driver's license, the back of the driver's license. Those are included as well. Okay? Now, if I was y'all, I would take them in the building. I wouldn't mail them, because when you mail these things to the state, they tend to look through and try to investigate what you're trying to do. Okay? So, but even if they don't want to do it, the registration of the barcode and the copyright by itself alone still covers it, because it mentions right of publicity. Okay? So don't think that you're not protected because you don't get the pictures done. Okay? So I told y'all to do that. Now, when it comes to the international driver's license number, that number I give y'all, y'all going to get a metal. They have this thing. It's a metal barcode. Get a metal. Once you get the barcode from me, you're going to use that barcode. Do not go online trying to get no free barcode or $5 barcode, none of that shit. Get one from me because it's real. See, they got barcode tags here on Uline. They got one metal barcode tags. That's what I would want to use. I don't know if Uline got them. Nope, don't want that one. Let's go here. I know Dre Sears showed me one, but this is the one you want right here. Okay? And you're not going to put no name or anything on there. You could, but you're going to get your, you don't want to put the barcode number really. Somehow you're going to take your barcode and you're going to screenshot it and just take out the barcode number. Okay? And that number, you're going to put on the back of the driver's license. Okay? So let me show you. So go to the back of the real ID. Let me see if I got an image of it. So see this right here? You're going to put that barcode. You got to make sure it's long. And you're going to have to measure it on the driver's license that you have. See that barcode right there? There go one right there. There goes down there. There go up there. I would cover this swipe too. Make sure this whole thing is covered. Make sure this one is covered. Okay? So that way they can't run it. If it's right here, put it right there. Put it right here. That's the same number that's going to be on your international driver's license. Because the reason why you're going to keep that driver's license is because you might have to use it for banking purposes. Okay? And you might have to be the straw man some days. Right? But once you use it when you're doing it with the bank, get back home, put it somewhere in a safe somewhere. You don't want to be caught driving with that. That's one thing I will tell you. So if you're on your way going to the bank, keep your king or queen passport or driver's license on you, but hide, very deep, hide the driver's license. You can hide it under your carpet in your car. Not under the mat, under the actual carpet. Slit a hole in your carpet in the car somewhere where you can slide it. I'm just telling you. Because you don't want to get pulled. They like going into stuff, pulling out stuff, and they see 2 IDs, they're going to get you for some type of fraud. Okay? But you remember, you're acting as, so even if they want to challenge you on that. Okay? You are acting as because you got a Form 56. See that barcode again? You want these things covered. If you have to get 2, one long as this one, and one short as this one, get it. Right? So just want to show y'all this, what y'all guys got to do. There it goes right there. So go to info.idplate.com. Okay? That's what it is. And if you see, ID made better. Because identification for whatever. Okay, so the next thing, after you put your new barcode on to your old driver's license, you're going to get your IDL. You're going to get your IDL. That's your international driver's license. Let's go over here. I have a video on this. Just type in, I think it's on the Form 56 video. Either the Form 56 video or the 2848 video. Just look at one of those and it'll tell you. I don't think this was the company. That's driver's permit. Don't want that. Let me see if this was the one. But anyway, look at those videos. This is not the international driver's license right here. The one that you're going to look for is the one that have the globe on it. You don't want this one. You want the one. It's not a permit. Type in IDL. You do not want that one. You don't want one. You don't want this one with AAA either. You got a lot of companies out here that's doing these, and it's not a permit, by the way. So let me go to Google. This is exactly why I hate this Bing stuff. They're sorry. They don't have a good search. Not that one. Let's see if we can find it. Trying to find it for y'all. All these companies are moving the real one out of the way. They really dominating the search here. I think this is it right here. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is it. So you want to look for the one with the globe. Is idl-international.com. Okay? And get with me on how to fill this out. Those who do not know, text me to make sure I'm available. I'm normally available after 6 p.m., 6:30. If you're trying to get in contact with me, those who are not students, but make sure you make it brief. Okay. But yeah, you want to get your international driver's license, but in order to get this, you have to have the barcode number for the copyright first. So after you get that from me, which is $25, then you get with me and I'll help you out with that. Just trying to help as many people as possible who are students, who are not students, because these people are going aggressive on us, and we got to do something about it. A lot of people out here talking, oh, I got my own driver's license, this and all that. Okay, go right ahead. Keep having your ass handed to you. Okay? Trying to show you the right way of doing things. Remember, you're in commerce. The driver's license is to do commerce in this world. Okay? Internationally. Okay? Not going to say world because, you know, international means commerce. Anything with national on it is commerce. When you say worldwide, that's totally different. That's real. Okay? So once you get the copyright, I'll give you the barcode for the international driver's license. Now, another thing y'all going to need. You need to secure your names. I done told y'all this already. Okay? These are the mandated things for the solution. Okay? Because if you get the barcode on the international driver's license or even and put it on your driver's license, then guess what's gonna happen? They can't get any they can't get none of your lawful money. See? That's what this whole thing is about. That's why do you think they said federal receipts on when we was reading it? Because it's dealing with commerce. Come on, man. Shoot. You got to get your ISRC number from me for the name, because there's an ISNI number. Okay. Let me show you. I had a video on this showing y'all ISNI. Let me do this for y'all, because y'all keep trying to be big girl, big boys, trying to do everything your damn self. And the problem is, remember, they have you as a performer. This is what this is all about. Remember, legal tender means what? To pay or what? To perform. Why do you think Donald J. Trump has himself listed down as a performer? Why do you think he beat those court cases? All 30-some of those, or 40-some of the charges. I'm going to show you again. I already showed you in one video. I'm going to show your asses again. Since some of y'all don't believe what I say. Let's go. Donald Trump. There go right there. He has the ISNI. Okay? Donald John Trump, developer. See? And he has it in other countries. Let's go down to Donald, let's see the other one. I think that would match him right there. There you go right there. And then when you go to Donald Trump, there's his number, ISNI number, and then there's his link right there. Okay? He got his own link. You get your own link. Okay? So I'll copy that. I'll go over here. Put this here. That way you can see. They give you your own link. Show that's registered. And what this does is when they pull up your name, this goes on the international list that we was talking about, showing that you're not on the asset control list by the feds. Okay? These are all the names he's using. Look. All of them. Look at this. He got them even in foreign countries. Foreign name. All the names that you use First, it starts with your king or your queen name. Never, ever start with your beneficiary name. Never, ever start with your strawman name. You don't register those two. You're registering the king or queen. And the king or queen is acting as the straw man. See? Because remember, the United States is just pretty much a playground for actors. That's why your Form 56 says that. Whom are you acting as? Look at these. Look at these names here by Donald Trump. He's registered as an artist, okay, a performer, author. So you know I'm telling you the dang truth. Okay? Now, in order to get this, you're going to need a ISRC code. I'll take a donation for that. Once you give me the donation, then I will register the ISRC code for you. I will also, it's 2 different registrations that are done with that one. Okay? Then you'll have your ISNI number that you can go do. You go watch my video on the ISNI number on how to get it. Okay? But if anyone goes and get a ISRC code from anyone else, they control your number. They're not assigning it to you. In this case, this has been assigned to you from me, from my record label, and it's in our record database. You don't go to no county, put none of the stuff you do with this process in no damn county records, because now you're getting another bond put on it. You're bonded. We're trying to get away from the bonds, as you saw in Revelations. Okay? It says free and bond. Don't mean all the ones that are free going to be going, but you definitely don't want to be bonded. Okay? You're bonded, you're marked by the beast. Okay? So I'm just showing you everything that you got to do. All right? We went over that. Like I said, once you get your vehicle, then you're going to show your international driver's license when you go get your new vehicle or used vehicle, and then they're going to put everything in the name. In that name, okay? Remember, your date of birth on your international driver's license is always 9 months before they put on your driver's license. Always. That is not your date of birth. Your date of birth is when your mother and when you was conceived. And I always tell people, if I was to punch you in your stomach, woman, at 2 months, then I'll go to jail. For what? Probably murder. I ain't gonna hit you that hard. I'll probably rub it. Hey, you see that baby? See that baby? Oh, he touched my baby. But anyway, just give me an example. Okay? When you hit a woman. But now if she's trying to hit me, she's gonna get knocked out. Believe that. But pow, ran to kiss her. But anyway, yeah, you go back 9 months. And that's the date you use. So it don't match up with your straw man. That's what, listen, this is what these people gave us. They're lying. Ask yourself this, you know, when was it Mary, Martha, whatever, when she was pregnant, why were they coming after her? Okay? She had to run. The baby was already living. You're already living. Don't let these people lie to you that you were just birthed into this world when you came out your mother's womb. No. How the dad talking about, I'm going to go make love to my wife and feed the baby. How you going to feed something that ain't living? But anyway, whole nother story. But anyway, you're going to get your insurance while you're at the car place, and when you do that, they're going to ask for your driver's license number, and you're going to tell them the country. You're going to tell them it's of the Indian government. When you get your international driver's license, do not put the foreign government. You're going to put the Indian government that you're born from. So your bloodline was born from. So if you're Cherokee, you'll put Cherokee Nation of the United States or Cherokee Nation of America. That's all you have to put there. Okay? Now, where it was issued, you would put where your 9/8 country is in. Get it? Okay? That's where it was issued, because you're going to be using the 9/8 for that business. So if you get the car or vehicle or SUV in your trust, then you're going to give them the 9/8 number. Okay? The number you're going to use is the estate number. Okay? Or you can use your Indian government. Right? But we'll talk about that when we get on the phone. So we went over the pictures for the prison, all that stuff there. The specialty designated national list, we went over that. OFAC, we went over that. Replaced the barcode. And we did mention, lastly, again, about the 1099As to put a claim on everything. A lot of people don't understand the 1099s. They think they know the 1099s. 1099s is to pay bills. No, it's not. It's part of the process to get stuff paid by the Treasury. Okay? Stop letting people dupe y'all. Okay? Just pull this form up real quick. Go watch my video. Type in King Stevian 1099A. I got about 3 of them. And it'll show you how to use it. Okay? Acquisition or abandonment. So when you abandon your property and haven't claimed it, put a claim on it, they come claim abandonment. Okay? Now, if you abandoned your own property, you can come back and acquire it. Okay? Now, mainly what these forms are used for are when you haven't taken care of your responsibility, your loan that you got. Okay? So when you haven't taken care of a loan that you took out, then they saying you abandon your responsibility. And since you abandon your responsibility, what's attached to that responsibility? Some kind of security. Can be you from birth. Your mama didn't take care of the responsibility of paying the debt down with silver or copper or off. Same thing with your car. You got a loan. That car is attached as a security. You go get a secured loan with a bank. You put up the house. Like Rick Ross or 50 Cent or one of them put up the house. And then you didn't take care of the loan. Same thing with a bond. In jail. You put up something. They do a 1099A acquiring it. But you can acquire it right back when you get out. Turn that into the IRS. And give shares through your UCC. I would have to show y'all exactly how to do it. Because some of y'all, again, are listening to what I'm saying, and y'all are going out trying to do it on your own because you feel like a big boy, a big girl with your big britches on, and you don't need nobody. Stop the shit. Some of y'all feel like y'all little punks because y'all are sissies because someone have to teach you. Heck, the Lord had to teach me. I ain't no sissy. I ain't no punk. Get the teaching the correct way. Oh, he taught me on this right here. I'm going to go do it. I'm going to go get a fake-ass barcode. Man, what's that site where you register the barcode at so I can show y'all ass how much it costs? Because I got a video showing y'all. I'm going to show you again. I think it's 150, 125. It was 150. It's one of them sites. Someone's calling. Don't ever go to these websites, these barcode talks, all this shit here. Don't go to this ISBN services. Don't go to them. I already dealt with them. This is fake barcodes. Here, they're owned by other companies. I'm telling you. I can look up any barcode any one of y'all have and tell you where it's from and who owns it, because you'll never own it. unless it's a sign. But anyway, there's a site that I went through on one of my videos that charge 125 or 150 just for one barcode registration. See, with what you're doing here, you get the registration with it, okay? And it's private, okay? But when you do your copyright name, it's going to be registered in the entire U.S. system anyway, and internationally. But make sure you have all this stuff that I'm telling y'all about, okay? Make sure you do a 1099-A, acquiring your driver's license back from the DMV, okay? And that gives you the right to put that ISN number on there, or your international driver's license on there, number on there, okay? If you notice, this is 16 digits. Remember ITF what? 16. So you can use that as well for your international driver's license. Okay? Because it has all the different names that you're using. So if they was to pull Trump, Trump was to give him his international driver's license number. This would be the number. Okay? Some of you can have a different number like the other one, the international driver's license number, or you can use the ISNI because it's 16 digits, right? So it will come up with all these names, and these are for the country. So the international driver's license number, boom, you go to that country here, it will say that. So let's go look up this right here before I get out of here, okay? So we're going to go to Google. Then we're going to go to Google Translate. Google Translate, baby. All right, detect language. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to paste this. Boom. It's in Hindu. Hindu. But you see what it says? It says Donald Trump. Right here it says Donald Trump. Y'all see? So you want to translate in the main languages that the United States and you can find it on the Amazon. If we go to Amazon and go down all the way down to the bottom, they got the different countries that they do commerce with. And those are the countries you want to translate it to. Okay? So you take your name over here, and then you translate it over to Hindu. Let me show you. Let's go to Hindu. King, I want to do Hebrew. You do what you want to do. So I'm going to put King Stevian of city side, excuse me. King, yeah, you shitty boy. See, so you want both of these names. You're going to do both of them. You're going to do this one, and then you're going to do this one. See, so you got two names in Hindu. You got the English version in Hindu, and then you got their language in Hindu. See how it goes? So just breaking this stuff down, y'all. That is the solution, the end of the solutions. Okay? There's 8 different things, 8 things I went over, but within those 8, there was a couple more things I went over for the solutions. So y'all get this stuff done, whether you're a student or not. Get it done. Protect yourself. Protect your assets. You've seen the SDN list, what it said about the asset control. You don't want nobody controlling your stuff. It's all about commerce. That's what it is. This is why you got to get into the private. Be off the grid. Okay? So, back to Revelations. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that has understanding count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And with that being said, if you use this information to get free, do not blame me. Blame the L, the O, the R, the D. Won't he do it? Yes, he'll do it. So what you need to do is get this now to start to pursue it. I'm King Stevian, representing the 100 Kings and the 100 Queens. I am out. Subscribe to the channel. Go to Amazon, buy one of the latest releases by King Stevian. That's the meditation album. That's the 6 Nizzles in the Cadillac, or that's the MySpace album. Email me at cityside2006@duck.com with the receipt, copy of the receipt, and you'll get your what is it right now? I think it's at $400 million, billion, $1.6 billion deed. Yeah. Okay? All right? And that way you can settle your debts. Get your credits. Lawful money credits. All right? I'm out. Peace.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers. I say that's the fact.
Guess I'm the bad guy today. I guess I am.
Point your fucking fingers.
Till I run it back. Yeah, I'm back in action. Made that money stack it.
Point your fucking fingers.
Yeah, hey, say like run it back. Yeah, I'm back in action. Make that money stack it. I always pistol packing. Had to leave that bitch alone, she wasn't up but static. I bet I do her magic.
I'm in the streets, I'm thugging. Nigga know I ain't never like I'm clutching on the button. I walk down, I face a nigga, I do this shit on purpose. Late at night, I'm in a hot car with a hot rod. Nigga know I leave these niggas nervous. Late at night, we purging.
Late at night, we purging. Late at night, we swerving. Tell my dog you wanna get him, we can get him Thursday. Tell my girl she wanna lead and she can hit the curve. Come off on that nigga's weed like you did me dirty.
Every day of the week, we gon' get out early.
Selling dope to Molly Fiend, these niggas smoking dirty.
Praising God every Sunday, gotta get that word in.
Every day I'm in the hood, gotta get that work in.
I kill him where he lay at, I'ma knock his face back.
We gon' knock his face back, turn him to a party pack. Have him running out of shoes like he at a racetrack.
I'ma have a chopper humming, and you know you hate that.
Nigga asked me about a bitch, he already know I sprayed that. Nigga ain't even get no money, ask him where his paper.
I'm the hero in my city, where the hell my cape at? All you niggas want to smoke, where the hell my drink at? If you really want to smoke, where the hell my Drake at?
Me, I always thought. Even when I lie. Point your fucking fingers. So say good night to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're gonna see a bad guy